Hi everybody, so hopefully you've watched my other two videos about me wanting to do an ultramarathon to raise money for Cambridge Rape Crisis Centre. I just want to do hopefully a quicker video about what an ultramarathon is, which I talked a little bit about in the first one, but why it's going to be different to anything else I've done, because a lot of people might listen to this and think, but Marie, you run all the time and you've done a marathon and etc, and you're just doing some more running. But this, I want to tell you, is an ultra marathon. There is a big difference. You're not just running a bit further. It's really hard, and I've known people that have done ultras who are much fitter than me, much more experienced than me, and they struggle. So it's going to be a big challenge. So like I said, the one I want to do is going to be called Race to the Castle, and it's a threshold series race. If anybody wants to look it up or if has heard of them, they do a few other races as well. I've picked Race to the Castle because it's in the northeast. So it starts near Rothbury, and you go across, you go east to the coast. And then you go, you spend the night there, that you do the first 50 kilometres, and then you go up the coast to Bamburgh Castle, which is where it ends for the next 50 kilometres. So it's 100 kilometres in total, which is 62 miles. So you've got 31 miles one day, 31 miles the other day. So that's number one, in the fact that yes, I've done 26 miles before, but actually I've been dead after that. So now not only do I have to learn to run further than that, but I have to do it the next day as well. And anybody that has done a hard race or a hard run, or even a hard walk, one day, you know how stiff you are the next day. So that's challenge number one. There we start with. On top of that, this isn't road running. This is not a marathon like I've done before, running on the road. This is trail running. If you don't know what trail running is, it's off-road, and that could be multi-terrain, and this is going to be multi-terrain. So the first day has a lot of elevation, and I'm talking a lot of elevation, so there's lots of ups and downs, and we're on grass and mud and in the forest, lots of bracken, things you could trip over, leaves, sticks, anything like that, fields. That's what it's going to be like. Day two takes you near the coast. It's a bit flatter, but it's going to be sand dunes, uneven terrain. I hate sand in my shoes. That's going to be the worst, but I don't think you're actually on the beach, you're up on the dunes, but you're still going to get sand in, and I have to get some gaiters. So it's going to be hard. The training will have to involve doing some of all that. It's going to have to involve the innovation, and it's also going to have to involve lots of back-to-back runs. So again, at the moment, I'm training for the London Marathon, and I will do one long run a week, and that will be on a Sunday. And I'll have a rest day before, and I'll have a rest day after. That's not going to happen with training for the ultra. We're going to be doing back-to-back runs most weeks. You have to learn to run on tired legs, because that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be hard. You need to get your fueling right. So again, something I've learned from watching videos, but also listening to other people that I've known that have done ultras. It's actually harder than you think to eat, because you have to get so many calories in. Apparently I've heard that you're best to try and eat as much solid food as you can near the start of the race, because that's when your stomach will tolerate it, get as much as you can in, and then as you get later on and you're ramping up the miles, and your stomach no longer wants the solid food, because again, if you haven't ever run long distance, by the time you start doing all the miles, your tummy just does not want that food, and actually you might think, oh, I really enjoy, I don't know, fruit pastels, and you might have some with you, but you might get 20 miles in and you look at a fruit pastel and go, I don't want that, I just don't, I want something savoury, I want something salty, or vice versa. So you've got to learn to take on different foods over different lengths of time, and be able to tolerate it. Otherwise you're massively going to struggle if you can't get those calories in, because you really need to over that length of time. You're going to be exerting so much energy, you're going to have to get the calories in to keep up the energy. Hills is another thing. Now I live in Cambridgeshire at the minute, and it's flat. There are no hills. For me to get a hill for hill trailing, I have to go up and run over the A14 and back. It's ridiculous. At the minute, you can see I'm not in Cambridgeshire right now. We're in the Lake District on holiday. There's lots of hills here, which is great, but I'm not here all the time, so I'm gonna have to find a way to get more hills in for training, because that is needed. However, the nice thing about ultras, and I think a lot of people don't realise, is and not that just you can, but you will walk a lot of it. you have to, you know, you'll be walking uphill, possibly walking while you're eating just to get your calories in. So there is lots of walking that happens. You do run, obviously, if you want to, on places, but even those really quick, even the really, really quick, really fit runners will still walk bits of it and possibly walk up hills and things like that. So yeah, you need to learn of again, transition, and thankfully I do a bit of walk run myself, but it's going to be less regular and more dependent on terrain and things like that. Rather than, again, road running where you're just sort of keep going and you're not really taking everything in, you're just going for a time, going for a pace, things like that. We do need to learn to just enjoy the scenery and take it all in, because I think especially when you do start road running, you just sort of, right, I'm going to go out for a run, I'm going to go this pace, I'm going to go this distance, and you get really hung up on the figures. And actually, when you start doing these much longer runs, and especially when you're doing trail running and stuff, you just got to learn to enjoy it, and just, because you're out there for a long time, you just got to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot of different gear. I've already started to get some of that because I knew what I was going to be doing. So trail shoes, which I've started getting, a pack which I've getting. You need to be able to carry a lot more with you. First aid kits, food, more water, spare socks, all stuff like that. You must be able to carry it with you. Thankfully, the one we're doing, the base camp halfway through, will have a bag for you and one at the end, so you don't have to carry everything, but you do have to carry a lot more. So again, you've got to learn to be able to run with a heavier weight and carry more water and stuff like that. So it is going to be difficult, that's the point, but that is the point. If I was going to do something really easy, it would be hard for me to say, give me your money to do something really easy, or give Cambridge Crest Centre your money for me to do something really easy. So it's going to be difficult, but like I say, that's the point. It's a challenge. It's something that I'm kind of strangely looking forward to. Yeah, I'm doing, like I said in my first video, I'm doing it with a friend, Erin. So we're both actually doing London Marathon this year, for different charities. And then pretty much as soon as London Marathon is over, for me, the training starts for the Ultra for next year. It will be the biggest challenge of anything I've done so far, certainly personally wise and running and things like that. So it's going to be a big challenge. I'll at some point share the maps and stuff of where we're going, but I am kind of looking forward to it. But what I really want to do is raise a lot of money for Cambridge Crisis Centre, so I'm hoping that you'll support me, I'm hoping that you'll follow my journey. Hopefully we'll have some laughs along the way. You can enjoy my misfortune of things I'm sure that will go wrong in training, because something always does, but that's the point of training. Yeah, but hopefully you'll join us, and thanks for watching. Bye.